Alrighty, so we're going to run through the indicator pack then. I dropped it in the Skype room and I'll post it to the forums now that we have a video to go with it. I did put a template this time to make it a little bit easier for y'all, so you can see how the setup I'm using. Um, I'll go through the indicator list real quick. BO price, you already should have that one. That's the one up at the top right. It is the ask plus, it's the bid plus ask divided by 2. The Bollinger Band, you should have that one too. It's the red and blue one. If not, it is in the Indi pack. The difference with that one and maybe the normal ones, the difference on the normal ones is this one can let you do decimal places. So you can do like deviations of 2.75, 2.5. Colors are optional. You can change whatever the hell you want in there. And right there's where you can find the colors, or you can input the colors here too. Let's see, candle closing time is the one I have. You can't see it on my chart. Let me show you real quick. I don't like the one that's over here on the right that was floating with the candle. It was kind of annoying me, so I switched to a different one. And chart shift, auto scroll. Oh crap. Here, let me do it this way then. Yeah, I'm just all messed up. Give me a second, I'll throw it on there. Basically, it's a big blue one that says timer at the bottom left. It's right there. Um, the high def video will already be there, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so what's next up on the list? Nothing special on those. You just use the settings. Again, remember what we talked about. Like for Asia, you can drop that down to 2.25. I really wouldn't recommend going below 2 during Asia. 2.25 is a pretty good one for Asia. And then for VC, remember you can bring them into like 7 and 5 for value charts. Tab 3.1 hopefully should be working now. I went through the code several times. If you add it on there, make sure on tab to drop down number bars to check to... Actually, I only have it run at 5. You don't really need it doing too much. It's just going to look at the current candle. It's not using history. It would need a big history if we were looking at using the variable one with support and resist lines where it draws overbought, oversold itself, but we're not using that. So just VC bars to check 5. It's already set up for you there. I'll probably make some tweaks to it later, but right now we're just testing it out for speed, so it's on a very basic setup. I will post on the forums a screenshot of the settings for it, but right now, like I said, it's in basic settings because 3.1 takes into account, it can take into account pivots, primes, or both. Yeah, right now for tab 3.1, I just want to get tab back out there to see if it's running. So hopefully this one doesn't drag down anyone's computers. If you're having issues with your computers bogging down, the first thing I'd say, remove tab 3.1. Yesterday, I have everything running, and I'm able to blow through. I have 12 charts running, and it was not bogging down on me. But if you have any issues, let me know. Remove tab 3.1, and then try it again. And if that was the issue, definitely let me know so that I can take a look at the code again. I have it running twice on my chart. That's retarded. Let me remove it there. Okay, so the next one you're going to have... sorry. It's... Let's see. After tab 3.1, you should have TA fib SR. Good God, these alerts are pissing me off. Okay, so TA fib SR. The only thing that you might have to do with it, and what I did, this is for your own color preferences, is I changed the top one to dark slate gray, and that's resistance 2, resistance 1's green, not lime or anything. Support 1 is orange, and support 2 is magenta. The one thing, remember guys, this one is to help you keep track of market conditions. It is redrawn. I have it set to redraw every hour. So what that will do is reset your fib support and resist areas every hour. So it should help you keep in touch with market conditions a little bit. The inner levels are your like 100s, and your outer levels are the 127 to 161-ish areas. So This one is a takeoff of TA3. I had it converted back from, well, it was never in MT4. It was originally an MT5 that I had made, and then I bumped it down to MT4 now since the code can take it. But it's a nice one to have on there because it redraws every hour to help you out with the market conditions. So if you have any questions on that one, hit me up because some of y'all might not have seen that because it was originally part of TA3, which got the scrap heap when MT4 started pushing out all their freaking updates. Next one we're added, this is a new one really, but not really. It's the daily open line. And I have mine set to yellow with 3, so it's kind of big on the chart. And let's find out where that is. It's a big ass line up here. So that's your daily open. Let's see if we can find an instance where it's actually being respected. Here it is right here. That's the daily open. It's a good one. As in, let's say strength-wise, I would consider it it's up on the line with a pivot point, like a daily, monthly pivot point. So it's definitely a stronger point of support and resistance. Nothing you have to do to that one, just toss it on. And let's delete the second tab, 3.1. So I guess it is running pretty good because my tab, I had 2 tab 3.1s running plus value charts. Indicator list, close. Okay, so next on the list, TA pivots. The other pivot, if you remember, the one that has the 2 hashtags, daily pivots, was being a pain in the ass. I could not get it to refresh and automatically post without switching time frames. This one will refresh as long as you leave it open. If not, just do the 15-minute, 5-minute, switch the time frames. Difference in this one is it has colors. The other one, you couldn't adjust colors, and that was just pissing me off. Same settings up top. If you look, it says use Sunday data. It is the same indicator, but I added in more options to it, as in you can change the line types, the line colors, and things like that. So now, because with me, some of the, I forgot what they were. I think the daily S's were in a dark blue and on the black background. That shit was driving me nuts because I could barely see them. So now you can go through and adjust all the colors you want for your pivot points. So hopefully that will help out a bit. I made the names a little bit smaller. I color-coded mine. All my weeklies are aqua, and everything else I left the same. But you know me, I love freaking weekly pivots. So pretty simple on that one, but you can go in now and edit colors. Same damn thing, but you can edit colors now. TA cog. Okay, so TA cog is in there, but it has one wrong setting in it. And remember, one wrong. When you go in, your degree should be 4. KSTD needs to be dropped to 1. And then bars 250 and shift 0. Just make sure that's correct. What you get now, if you want the old cog, I'm still going to work on the one that has the several layers. Basically, anything outside of this is core qualified. I know some people like to see the outer ones, but I'm not even a big fan of the cog. It's mostly for teaching. But it's there. It uses less memory because it's only drawing 3 lines total. There are no hidden lines there for it to draw, and you can't see. So it's only drawing 3 lines now instead of 3, 4, 5, instead of 7. So it runs a lot faster. It's spending less time running algorithms to draw 7 lines when it only draws 3. Again, though, I will have the one with the 7 lines back in a bit. Since the MetaTrader builds have been coming out, I'm going through and checking everything for memory usage, and it was kind of high. So probably in a week we'll have the other one with a little bit less memory usage on it. The next one you're going to see is TADF. That is TA, and this is a fallback to way back to the original TA. It quit working. It wouldn't display on the chart, and when it did, it was just horrible. TADF is daily Fibos. I'm going to pop out to a 15-minute so you can see what I mean. And again, there's a high-quality vid here coming. But if we scroll in, now this is for markets when they're really moving. You're going to see it, or depending on the market. You will see some, let's see, blah, blah. Let me zoom in real quick. Right here in the middle, where this we have monthly pivot, the M1 pivot. If we look to the far left, it says level 61.8. That is the daily Fibo level. As we scroll down, or compress the chart, we'll start getting it. You're going to see an orange, thick orange line, and if you look on the right-hand side, it's not going to have anything on it. Look to the left. That's your daily FIBO range. There's the 0, there's the 100. As we go above it, you get your 127, 161. The 161 is an extremely strong one, even on a daily. So if it gets up there, you can count that as like a weekly pivot, a daily pivot. It's a very strong reason for pullback or reversal. It goes out to 261 on both sides, so it's something that hasn't been on TA for almost a year and a half because I was having so many issues with it. Like I said, yesterday I got a kick on fixing a lot of the code since 7.11 seems to be going to be stopping pushing out some of the fundamental coding changes. What else? Indicator list. vCustom 3, you should already have that. No changes in there. Same exact crap. Next one. This is something you can play with if you want. If you'll notice on my charts, let me see if I can find a good one. And this is just something I'm playing with, but I thought it'd be fun for y'all if you toss it in there. This, like on this chart here, you'll see up arrow, down arrow. It is called, it's a BO Sugarman Signals version 4. If there's a new one that comes out, I will. It's something off Forex Factory where some guys are playing with trading bins. It is a stochastics-based trading. And that's what you'll see down here on value chart. So what you want to do is you want to drag the BO one on top of vCustom 3. The settings are already there. If not, I'm using ignore everything except for it, and you're going to go to overbought, oversold, both lines, draw lines both, and it's going to be 543 95 5 close and simple for your settings. Everything below it's about alerts. You can set it up however you want. If you wanted to draw vertical lines, arrows, whatever. It's just something to throw there into the play with. Stochastics, if you don't know how to use them, get with me through Skype, or we can ask after this is over, and I'll explain how they're being used on here. It's very similar to RSI. Last one, you should have one that says TA confirm. That's just the confirm Indi down at the bottom. And again, that's just if you're worried about a setup and you're not completely sure about it. Like for instance, this one, it was just overbought, oversold. It hit monthly S1. Just had entered the first set of the FIBO resist. If you weren't sure about it, you could go down to the bottom, and you did have a little confirm, which would be another light reason. So we had one good reason. It was core qualified first, and then reason-wise, we had one. We had MS1. Right above it, though, we did have the daily open. So we're almost to that, but you could use that as another light reason right there was our confirm Indi did light up saying, yes, it looks like it's a good trade. Math Murray lines, it was over on the other chart, but we're not going to get into that today. That sums them up, guys. Basically, like I said, no real big changes. Just let me know if things run faster or slower. For the center of gravity of the cog, I will be trying to get one that has the 7 lines on it again. The original one I was using freaking crapped out on me, like I said, so I'm going to try and take a look at that one over the weekend to try and get it back up and running. The rate at which MT4 is pushing out updates has been ridiculous. Even the coder, like I said, that has it is just like, screw that. And that guy's good. He's the one that made the dolly that you see over on BOE. The complete setup, that's the coder that I'm planning on using. And me and him have been bullshitting a lot about it. And we both decided just not until it sets down. Yeah, I contacted him and let him know that I wanted, and he's like, yeah, I'm more than happy to do it, but he wants the updates to slow down. I mean, at the beginning of the year, we were on build 500 something, and now we're on build 700 something. So the problem we're having with it is what I want to do with the dashboard is specifically with the newer coding they're pushing, because it's going to put buttons on our MT4 screen. Like I said, we are going to give a shot at the first button, which is just going to be a button that appears on your screen. You click it, and it takes a screenshot of your chart and automatically saves it. That's going to be the first test, and I'll just have it running on the chart. And what I'll be watching for is to see if it holds position. What we're seeing is after updates, the buttons go out of whack. They disappear off the charts. It's weird because all it is an XY coordinate location, and it's not sticking. The updates are screwing that up. So the first thing, like I said, it'll be just a simple one to take screenshots. The next one I might do will be something that maybe can open up websites for you from MT4. Click on it, you can jump to Forex Factory News. I'm going to do some very simple ones first, and then we'll start adding in indicators to it so that we can basically, like I'd mentioned before, build your own confluence. If you're not happy with pivot points, you can click the pivot point button. They'll disappear. You can add Math Murray lines on, Fibos. You can just throw things on real quick to look for confluence and then remove them instead of having to go to indicators list, add, throw it on, indicators, and then remove. The buttons will make it a lot easier. Once the buttons are working, then it'll progress on into the full dashboard with the alerts and everything. But first, the buttons have to work. Everything else is kind of set up already. So it's just basically waiting on MT4 to quit pushing out freaking updates. The bad thing is they're pushing out backdoor updates, and I know that for a fact now because I've had some indicators quit working or some that were working, and if I looked into my journal, I was getting a divide by zero error, which hasn't been seen since like 2009. So they're pushing out backdoor updates without even throwing out a new update. So that pretty much sums it up, guys. I will take a little bit of a break, and then I'm going to be trading some itchy, whatever, TA itchy here, depending on how the markets will do. We have news in, I think, 20 some minutes, and then at 9 again. Any questions before I stop recording? So if there are a question, I can get it in the recording. If not, I will be back here in a bit. If you have questions about Itchy, how to use it, let me know because I will be showing that. I will run through it after the recording. Trying to think what else. That pretty much sums it up then. So, yay.